Hello and welcome to 9Design 3D. Today we will make a castle scene with the realistic environment. If you want, you can use it in your cinematics. Let's go to the tutorial. First, we will add a circle because we will make our circular tower, medieval tower. After adding mesh, in tab to edit mode, E to extrude up and E to extrude right click and S to scale and E to extrude in Z axis again. E to extrude right click and S to scale and E to extrude down. After that, F to fill. We will make our tower's top part. Top faces with Alt, go to select, checker, deselect, set your values to and E to extrude these faces and set your individual origin and scale them individually. After that, choose your body faces and Alt S to scale if you want. Add a loop cut with the Ctrl R, faces, E to extrude right click and S to scale. Don't forget to check auto smooth. And after that, if you want, you can add some windows. Again, use your checker deselect. And this faces E to extrude right click and Alt S to scale. Your window space are ready now. For the bottom part, if you want, you can make extra details with loop cut. Ctrl B to bevel, E to extrude right click and Alt S to scale for giving a bit detail. And now, top bottom faces from the top and select checker deselect again. Set your values 1 and E to extrude down. When your individual origin set it, scale them. After that, set your individual to medium point and S to scale. I to inset for top face. If you want, you can Ctrl B to bevel and E to extrude again. Let's make some stair holder. We don't make stair. We only make this stair space. For this, we will add a cube. Ctrl A, all transform, set origin to geometry. After that, choose your tower, add the Boolean modifier, and select your cube. You can delete it now. Choose these edge lines and E to extrude down. Again, E to extrude right click and S to scale. E to extrude down and F to fill. Our circular tower is ready. Now let's make some square type tower. For this, we will add a cube to our scene and scale Shift Z, lock in Z axis and scale it. G to move your top face. And after that, you can add some 6 loop cuts in 2 axes. With the numpad 7, you can choose your top faces, E to extrude up. Choose some faces with the separately and E to extrude up and S to scale again. If you want, you can dissolve your edges. Choose some edges and X, dissolve edges. You can make same thing for the other parts. In Z to wireframe, you can shift it to duplicate or you can press and separate your top part of the tower. For the windows holder, you can add some loop cuts for inner faces. Again, same method, E to extrude right click and Alt S to scale. Let's make some door. For this, add a plane. In tab to edit mode, choose your top vertices, Ctrl B, V and give a bevel for your vertices. E to extrude this all in the y-axis, I to inset your front face and E to extrude back. Shade smooth and don't forget to check auto smooth. You can shift it to duplicate this and choose your extra faces and F to fill that. We will use this for the Boolean. You can shade smooth again and Ctrl A, all transform, choose your tower, add a Boolean modifier and select your cube. Don't forget to check auto smooth. Now you can place your door in here. If you want, you can add extra metallic details in here. Add a plane, E to extrude in X-axis. if you want, you can add extra holders for your door. Now it's time to place them. Which type you want, you can scale them, make them bigger, and shift it to duplicate your towers and place them which type you want. Let's make main tower. For the inner door, you can add a plane, add loop cut. After that, give this shape and add extra loop cuts with Ctrl R, look like that. Now, if you want, you can X and dissolve your middle edges and add extra loop cuts for the sides. With the A, select all and E to extrude up. You can add extra loop cuts in here. Which type you want, you can select your some faces and E to extrude up then. And now with again individual origin, you can scale it. Our main shape is almost ready. I made a window spaces with the same method. Let's add big door for our main tower. Choose your vertices, Ctrl B and V. You can give a bevel for your vertices. Choose your face and I to inset. Select outside faces and E to extrude this. Now with the same method, you can shift it to duplicate it, choose and delete your extra faces and F to fill them. And after that, place it, Ctrl A, Alt Transform, set origin to geometry. Choose your main tower, make same thing, add a Boolean modifier to this, and choose your last cube. Give auto smooth and place it to your door. Now we can make our medieval metallic parts for our door. Add a plane for this and scale. G to move your bottom edge line. If you want, you can add some extra loop cuts and E to extrude in Y-axis. Shift it to duplicate it. For making easy, we will add a mirror modifier to this and choose your middle iron. And after that, shift it to duplicate and place them inner of your door. You can add extra metals for vertically and horizontally. And Ctrl J to join them together. Let's make our side parkour for our medieval castle, as you know. Add a cube for this and scale, place near the circular and main tower. Add loop cuts. Choose your median point and S and Y axis these loop cuts. Choose these outside faces and E to extrude down. You can press P and separate them. You can add extra loop cuts in here. And which faces you want, you can choose them. After that, E to extrude them to the in Z axis. Choose again individual origin and S to scale. And Ctrl J to join them. Now with the numpad 7 from the top view, you can place your other platform parts of the medieval castle and shift it to duplicate, scale, rotate and place them. Now let's make our inner circular tower. For this, I shifted to duplicate my other circular tower. Z to wireframe, I deleted bottom vertices from the body. And now I want to use this top part, but I want to make different for the bottom part for this. And I will add a cylinder with this. You can add to scale and place where you want. And Ctrl J to join them. We will add some extra textures in here and they will look good. As the same method, you can add extra loop cuts in here and choose some faces where you want to make a window places. Again, E to extrude, right click and Alt S to scale. Give a space. Let's add our bridge. For this, we will add a plane again and E to extrude in Z axis and G to move in Y axis. You can give a shape like this. Now we will add a circle with the mesh, scale it and place. In tap to edit mode, you can delete your half of vertices, your circle. Again, S in Y axis and S in Z axis, place them. After that, F to fill all your vertices and E to extrude in X axis because we will use this for the boolean. Shade smooth and check your auto smooth. With the numpad tree, you can look from the side. Place your this half cylinder shapes and Ctrl J to join them, Ctrl A all transform and set origin to geometry. Choose your bridge, cube and select your cylindric objects. And after that, as you see, our bridge is getting ready. Now let's add some extra loop cuts in here. Or Shift D to duplicate and P selection and separate it. E to extrude top. You can delete half of it, Ctrl A Alt transform, set origin to geometry, add your loop cuts how you want. Choose some faces and E to extrude up. Again, with the individual origin, you can scale them individually. Add a mirror modifier for the side shapes. And after that, you can choose this bridge faces and I to inset a bit. Again, as the same method in here, E to extrude, right click and Alt S to scale. Now our bridge shape is almost ready. We will make a platform for this. You can use a plane and G to move your vertices or E to extrude. As you see, I'm making a shape with the moving my edge lines. You can use same method for this. Now our castle is ready now. Let's add empty cube because we want to move this all castle quickly. Choose your all castle parts and last selection, cube, press Ctrl P, object, keep transform. Now as you see, you can move your castle with the cube. Let's add landscape. For this, go to edit preferences and add-ons, type landscape. This ANT landscape, we will activate it and Shift A under the mesh, you can see your landscape. I will add a bit of canyon type because I want to put my castle or my terrain. I will add some grasses and water type things. Under the random seed, you can change your landscape type. I liked it and I unhide my castle. With the moving from my cube, I put my castle in this position. Now let's add some textures. From the ambiencg.com I downloaded this metal, and from the Polyheaven I downloaded this stone tile. If you want, you can use this. After that, with the rock wall and medieval wood. I changed some of things, but from the Polyheaven you can find good textures. Let's go to shading first. We want to see our textures in clearly. Add a sky texture and connect to color. You can set your sun elevation and sun rotation for getting a good light from the daylight. Under the objects, add a new material for this. I am adding a castle wall. First, go to edit preferences and type node wrangler because we will add our materials with Ctrl Shift T. And after that, you can choose your textures map. As you see, it looks a bit weird, but we have to unwrap it. In tap to edit mode, select all U and Smart UV project for unwrap. As you see, they are too big in the UV Edit tab. You can scale this UV map in the UV Editing tab. If you want, you can add some extra mark seams and make it whole tidy up, but I will use this basic. If you want, you can make it detailed, but I will make a video with the unwrap details. For the correct somewhere, you can choose your faces and UV Edit tab, you can rotate them. From the ambiencg.com, I downloaded this wood material and this rust material. As a second material, you can, with the plus button, add your material second and set it wood and assign. After that, go to Shading tab, Ctrl-Shift-T. Now you can choose your wood materials. As you see, it came in here. I like this type. I like this style. And I will choose other parts and assign wood material again. For the metallic part, I will add third material for this. But first, I am choosing my edge lines near the window and Ctrl-B to bevel. And after that, I assign my metal rusty material in here. With the Ctrl-Shift-T again, you can choose your metal material. As you see, it came in here. If you want, you can separately use to unwrap in these parts. As you see, I will make this type of window style in here. For the third material, I will make a black hole type for in the window. As you see, I added all my materials with the same method. From the ambiencg.com, I downloaded this grass material and this rock material to my scene. And again, go to Shading tab with Ctrl-Shift-T. I am choosing my grass material in here. Now you can use and Smart UV project to unwrap. Don't worry, it looks maybe a bit weird, but we will add some grasses in here. From the bridge, as I showed before how to download and use this from the assets, and I will download something like Grass&Flowers from here. I showed before how to download and use it. You can go from the top right card. Now I choose these wild grasses and export to my open Blender project. As you see, it came in here. I choose all hierarchy. First, I will add them a collection and Alt-P, clear parent and keep transform. Now you can move and separate your grasses. I will choose some three of it and I will delete others. They are too dense and too high. If you want, you can add a decimate modifier to make lighter your scene. I set my ratio in the decimate and Ctrl-A all transform. Now they are in a grass collection. Let's add particle system, choose hair, advanced, and as you see, you can change your hair length in here. And you can set your number, check your rotation and render collection, render as, and instance collection, choose your grasses. Under the render, you can scale them and don't forget to check your scale randomness. As you see, you can set your grasses, heights, and numbers or seeds. How you want, you can use this simple method for your particle system. Now, I will download some flowers for my scene. I exported them again as the same method. I choose 3 or 2 of and I added decimate modifier to all. Under the particle system, press your plus button and choose your hair advanced. Set your hair length. As the same method, check your rotation, render as collection and choose your flowers. You can set your scale and scale randomness. As you see, our flowers is good now. You can set your seeds for not overlap with the grasses and set your number. Let's make some watery look. I won't make real water or I won't use the ocean modifier. I am only adding a plane in here. From the Blender kit, as a material, I search water material and drag and drop for your plane. As you see, in the cycles render, it looks like that. I downloaded these trees from the Sketchfab add-on. You can go from the top right card I showed before how to use it. And now it's look good for me. I will render my image because I will add some compositing species. And now go to compositing, check your use nodes, after that add a viewer, connect your image to image, add your lens distortion, and add some RGB curve. With the distort, I will set 0.002, and for the dispersion, I set it 0.05. As you see, it looks a bit dreamy glitch around the edges. From the RGB curve, you can set your colors how you want. Under that, you can get your render from here. If you want, you can set your render image as a 2K or 4K. My castle scene will look like that. If you want to make this type of little high-end simple realistic scenes, you can use these methods. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later in new tutorials.